Ladies, let me tell you something right now. Women, we're simple, but we ain't easy. You want to know what makes a man fall in love, really fall in love, without even realizing it? It's not just how you look, how you dress, or what perfume you got on. No. It's these little things you do. Things that work on a man's soul, not just his eyes. Let me tell y'all something right now that a lot of people don't want to say out loud, but I'm going to go ahead and say it because you need to hear it. Men fall in love with women who respect themselves. I'm talking about real, deep, unwavering self-respect. And I'm not talking about being loud or sassy or telling people off on Instagram. No, I'm talking about that quiet kind of confidence. That grace, that energy you carry when you walk in the room and you know exactly who you are and what you will and won't accept. See, here's the thing about men. We are wired to pursue. It's in us. We were designed to hunt, but we don't chase everything. We chase what we think is worth it. So if you're giving yourself away emotionally, mentally, physically, without making a man work to earn that access to you, he might take it, yeah, but he won't value it. And don't confuse the two. A man can take something from you and not treasure it. Big difference. But when a man meets a woman who has standards, who has lines he can't just cross whenever he wants, that stops him in his tracks. It makes him think. It slows him down. He might be used to women who say yes to everything, who adjust their boundaries just to keep him happy. But when he runs into that one woman, the one who kindly, firmly says, nah, I don't move like that, that hits different. And he starts paying real attention. It's not just about saying no, though. It's about how you carry yourself. Are you okay being alone? Are you okay walking away from a man if he can't meet your standards? That's power. And not the loud kind of power, not the I don't need no man type. Nah, it's the soft, calm kind of power. The kind that says, I'd love to build something real with someone, but I will not settle for anything less than what I know I deserve. That, right there, that's what makes a man fall in love and not even know why. It's not a trick. It's not a game. You ain't doing it to manipulate him. You're just living your life with principles. You're not available for foolishness. You don't argue just to argue. You don't chase him, beg for time, or ask why he's being distant. No, you observe. You don't reward bad behavior with more access. You simply pull back. And if he steps up, cool. If he doesn't, that's cool too, because your value ain't tied to his presence. See, a lot of women get caught up trying to prove they're the best choice. You cook for him, clean for him, give him your body, your time, your energy, all trying to show him why he should pick you. But here's the truth. The woman who makes a man choose her is the one who knows she's the prize and acts like it. Not arrogantly, not with attitude, but with that calm knowing that says, I don't need to compete. I just need to be me. Either you see it or you don't. And you know what happens when a man sees that? He gets curious. Then he gets invested. Then he gets hooked. Because deep down, every man wants a woman who stands on something. We may not say it out loud, but we respect it. It keeps us grounded. It challenges us to grow. We might resist it at first. We might test it. But if you stay firm, not rude, not cold, but firm, we eventually realize, yo, she's not like the others. And once we see that, that's when we start thinking long term. Because let me tell you this, men don't stay with who's easiest. We stay with who challenges us without chaos. The woman who shows us that love has structure, that intimacy has boundaries, that connection doesn't mean losing yourself to please someone else. That kind of love, that's rare. That's unforgettable. So when you're tempted to lower your standards just to keep them around, I want you to stop and ask yourself, what would the woman who knows her worth do? Then go do that. Because the man who's right for you, he ain't gonna walk away because you held a standard. The wrong man will, but the right one, he'll rise to meet it. You don't have to prove yourself to the right man. Just live your truth, respect yourself, keep your standards in place, and let him rise to the occasion or fall out the way. Let me explain something about men that a lot of folks don't understand. Every man, deep down, wants to be somebody. I don't care how tough he acts, how cool he walks, how laid back he plays it. Inside, he's carrying a dream. He may not even talk about it. Might keep it buried under all that ego and pride, but it's there. A vision, a goal, a calling, something that makes him feel like he matters. Now, when a man meets a woman who believes in that dream, especially when he's still trying to figure it out himself, something powerful starts to happen. She sees potential where other people see confusion. She sees future where other people see flaws. And that right there, that's one of the most powerful things a woman can do. When she believes in him before he believes in himself, it plants a seed that starts growing in his heart whether he realizes it or not. But hold up. Let me make this clear. I ain't talking about sacrificing your own life to carry his. I'm not saying drop your goals, your plans, your career, your calling, just to be his emotional cheerleader. That's not love. That's losing yourself. And let me tell you this, a man does not fall in love with a woman who disappears just to make him feel good. He falls in love with a woman who supports him while still shining in her own light. You see, the key is balance. That's what makes it powerful. It's when a woman can look at a man and say, baby, I got you. I see something in you and I believe in it. But at the same time, she's not waiting around for him to get it together. She's building her own thing. She's not just sitting on the sidelines clapping while he plays. She's out there with her own ball making moves too. And that's what wakes a man up. Because a man wants to lead but not drag. He wants a partner, not a passenger. When you're walking your own purpose and you still find time to lift him up, that's not just sexy. That's spiritual. That's rare. That's something a man holds on to. It tells him this woman ain't here because she needs me. She's here because she chooses me. And when a man feels chosen, not needed, he starts choosing back. He starts stepping up. Now let me talk about something real. Men go through seasons of confusion. Sometimes we doubt ourselves. Sometimes we lose direction. We mess up. We fall short. It happens. And when we're in that space, most folks walk away. Or worse, they criticize us. They say we ain't good enough. We ain't fast enough. We ain't smart enough. But when you're the woman who looks at that man and says, it's okay, I still see who you are, that's the kind of love that heals. But remember what I said, support don't mean sacrifice. It don't mean babysitting. It don't mean tolerating disrespect just because he's working on himself. Nah, that's not love. That's codependence. Love says, I believe in you, but I also believe in me. Love says, I'll support you, but I won't shrink myself for you. Love says, we can both win. And here's what most women don't realize. When a man watches you chase your own dream, it inspires him to chase his. When he sees you getting up early, staying focused, building something with passion and purpose, it makes him ask himself, what am I doing with my life? You become his motivation, his mirror, not because you're preaching at him or trying to fix him, but just because you're living at a high level. See, men don't want someone who's just around. We want someone who's going somewhere. We want to walk next to a woman who pushes us just by existing. And when that woman also believes in us, man, it's over. He may not say it out loud, but he starts building with you in mind. He starts grinding with your face and his thoughts. You become the reason he doesn't give up. Now, not every man can handle a strong woman who's building something. Some men feel threatened. Some feel insecure. That's because they ain't ready. Don't shrink to fit into a man's comfort zone. If he's the right one, he'll grow to meet you where you are. He'll match your energy. He'll pull his weight. A real man won't be intimidated by your purpose. He'll be inspired by it. And sometimes supporting his dream doesn't mean giving advice or solving problems. Sometimes it just means listening. being a soft place to land, reminding him who he is when the world tries to make him forget. That quiet kind of encouragement, that's gold. That's what stays with a man. That's what makes him think, I don't know why I can't stop thinking about her. I just feel like I'm better when she's around. That's the part that sneaks up on a man. He doesn't even realize he's falling. But he starts waking up thinking about you. He starts planning with you in mind. He starts picturing you in his future, not because you forced it, but because you supported him while never losing you. Let me tell you something that most people don't say straight, but you need to hear it. A man don't fall in love with a woman who makes him feel perfect. He falls in love with the one who makes him better, without making him feel like he's less of a man. See, we live in a world where everybody's afraid to call people out. Folks walk on eggshells just to keep the peace. But here's the truth. Real love ain't soft all the time. Sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's firm. Sometimes love looks like, hey, I care about you too much to let you keep doing that. And let me tell you right now, that kind of love, that kind of honesty, that's what hits a man in the soul. But listen, there's a way to do it. Because a man don't fall for a woman who embarrasses him, shames him, or cuts him down in public. That ain't challenge, that's disrespect. He don't fall for someone who points out everything he's doing wrong just to feel superior. No, a man falls in love with the woman who holds him accountable, but in a way that still makes him feel respected. And that's a fine line, but when you walk it right, it's powerful. You want to know what hits different? When a woman says, look, I love you, but this right here, that ain't you. You're better than that. That's not nagging. That's love wrapped in truth. That's challenged with care. You're not tearing him down. You're reminding him who he really is. And deep down, whether we admit it or not, men need that. We crave that. We just don't always know how to ask for it. Because most of the time, when a man gets challenged, it feels like a fight, like someone's trying to control him. But when it comes from someone he respects, someone who's in his corner, it doesn't feel like an attack. It feels like growth. You're not telling him what to do. You're showing him a higher version of himself. That kind of challenge, that makes a man step up. That makes him think long term. It makes him say, yo, she sees something in me. I got to rise to meet that. Now, let me be real with you. Not every man is ready for that. Some men will run. Some men will call you too much. That's fine. Let them go. Because the ones who are serious about being better, they don't run from challenge, they lean into it. And when that challenge comes with love, with grace, with patience, that's the kind of woman a man starts looking at like, she's not just good to me, she's good for me. It can be something small. Maybe he said something out of line and you calmly say, hey, I know you're better than that. Or maybe he's slacking on his goals and you say, you told me you wanted this. What's stopping you now? You're not yelling, you're not judging, you're just speaking truth. And when it comes from someone who's solid, someone who's consistent, someone he trusts, that truth hits deep. Men are used to being told what we're not doing enough, not being enough, not acting right. But when you flip the script and say, I know you are capable, I know you do have it in you, I know you can lead, I know you're made for more, now you're pulling something out of him. Now you're speaking to the man in him, not just the mistakes he made. But here's the part you can't forget. You also have to let him lead sometimes. Give him room to grow. If you challenge a man constantly, but never show appreciation when he does rise, he starts to feel like nothing is ever enough. So if he makes a move, takes a step, puts in real effort, acknowledge it. Celebrate that. Say, that's what I'm talking about, because men need that balance. We can handle pressure, but we need praise too. And don't think you got to be aggressive to be strong. Strength can be soft. Some of the strongest women say the least, but when they do speak, it's powerful because it's not loud, it's true. A look, a quiet word, a raised eyebrow at the right moment, That can change a man's whole perspective. That can make him reevaluate his choices and say, I got to get myself together. The woman who makes a man grow without cutting him up, that's the one he remembers. That's the one he keeps thinking about even when she's not in the room. Because she didn't just flatter him, she sharpened him. And one day he looks back and says, man, I'm better because of her. And that feeling, that stays with a man for life. Let me tell you what most men won't say out loud. When it comes to choosing a woman for real love, long term, build-a-hop love, we don't go for the loudest one, the wildest one, or even the finest one. We go for the one who brings peace. And I'm not talking about silence. I mean emotional consistency. A woman who knows how to keep her spirit steady. That's rare, and that's gold to a man who's serious about his future. See, men live in chaos most of the time. The world is demanding something from us every single day. We walk outside and it's pressure, perform, provide, lead, succeed, don't show weakness. It never lets up. So when we come home or step into a woman's world, we're not looking for more noise. We're looking for calm. Not boring, calm. There's a difference. What does emotional consistency look like? It's how you carry yourself when things don't go your way. It's how you respond when you're disappointed, frustrated, or hurt. It's not about being perfect. Nobody's asking you to be emotionless. But a woman who can express herself without exploding, that's powerful. A woman who can feel something strongly and still speak it with grace, still move with dignity, that's unforgettable. Let me break it down. If every day is a new emotional storm, a man won't stick around. Not because he doesn't care, but because he can't survive it. If he's walking on eggshells, never knowing which version of you he's going to get, happy at 10 a.m., silent at noon, yelling at 2 p.m., then crying at 4 p.m., that's exhausting. That's not love, that's emotional whiplash. And a man who's trying to build something steady needs someone steady beside him. Now, some people confuse emotional consistency with being cold or holding everything in. That ain't what I'm saying. You're allowed to feel, you're allowed to speak up. But when you learn how to regulate those emotions, that's what makes you powerful. You're not just reacting, you're responding. That's maturity. That's security. That's what makes a man say, I can trust her with my heart, my truth, my flaws, because she don't fall apart every time something goes wrong. And let's be real, life will go wrong sometimes. Misunderstandings, disagreements, bad days, tough seasons, they're all part of the ride. The question is, can you stay grounded in those moments? Can you disagree without disrespect? Can you feel anger without turning it into attack? That right there, that's the difference between a fling and a foundation. Now let's flip it for a second. Imagine you had to be around someone who constantly shifted moods without warning. One minute they're affectionate, the next they're ice cold. One week they're all in, the next they're distant and pulling away. How would that make you feel? Unstable, insecure, tired. Same goes for men. A woman who is emotionally up and down all the time doesn't make a man feel loved, she makes him feel unsafe. And if a man doesn't feel safe emotionally, he won't open up. He won't invest. He won't stay. But the woman who knows how to keep herself centered, even when she's dealing with something heavy, man, she's different. She speaks from a place of clarity, not chaos. She doesn't use her feelings as weapons. She doesn't punish with silence or manipulate with tears. She communicates. She's emotionally honest, but also emotionally in control. That's the kind of woman who becomes unforgettable to a man. That's the kind of woman who earns a man's trust. Let me tell you this, a lot of women think they have to impress a man with how much they do, how hard they love, how loud they care. But what really gets to a man? Peace, consistency, emotional stability. That's what he holds on to. Because that tells him, if I go through something tough, she's not going to abandon me. If we hit a rough patch, she's not going to blow up our whole relationship. She's going to stand beside me, not swing on me emotionally. You want to know what men talk about when they finally meet a woman like that? We say things like, she don't start drama for no reason. or she talks to me, not at me, or even when we argue, I don't feel like I'm under attack. That's emotional safety. That's rare. And that's what makes a man not just love you. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Learn how to check in with yourself before you unload on someone else. Learn how to pause before you explode. Learn how to communicate, not just react. That kind of woman, that's the one who stands out. That's the one who makes a man feel like home ain't a place, it's her.